Hello! Ha 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 ha! Hello, Z, here's Chaos Bro Z. Happy Halloween! We're gonna be playing a game called Slay the Princess. I don't really know very much about it, so we're just gonna play it. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings, there are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. That sounds like weakling talk to me. Oh, that's her! Alright. Alright, I can do this. Hang on. I did it. I got her. I won. She's not really responding. I don't know. Maybe someone else got here first. I'm just... Hello? Hello? This might be tougher than I thought. But I'm sure we can do this. Alright, that looks fine to me. I don't really know what this means. I've just now launched this for the first time. So... Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess. Well, I hear it's probably going to get in the way.
In the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Stands to reason.
You're here to slay her.
Right.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
But I'm supposed to do that. Oh, my options are up here. Let me just move chat about if I can. I can't really move chat about. It's an overlay. Shoot. I will have to shrink this. Also, while I'm at it, this is a little more appropriate, don't you think? There we go.
That's the spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
A woman after my own heart.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, obviously.
The interior of the cabin
Parallax
is
kind
almost
of weird.
entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement.
What, we didn't bring it? We didn't bring one?
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below.
Not that much of a light.
Impressive place.
Still seems
The
pretty
air
dark
feels
down
heavy
there.
and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Come on, it's atmospheric.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Oh my.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hey, I think I'm here to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
Well, I mean... Well, he seems polite.
walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her
I can
wrist,
really only lock
binding her.
one eye with her if she's turned away like that, but sure.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Yeah.
I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
Nah.
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blade and talked?
Listen, man, the game's called Slay the
Don't
Princess.
you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Okay, who brought this guy on the trip? Like, seriously? Complete killjoy over here.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking.
No, they're not.
Are you scared of me?
No, it's cold in here.
Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
Well, you look pretty squishy.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Not necessarily true. I could throw it.
So,
I got pretty good
you should
aim.
just
I could throw
drop
it.
Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Hello.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate
can't
now,
be.
it'll be too late.
We're running low, and I,
End this.
want to make sure you step in.
Thanks, Chaos Knopf.
You're welcome. I encourage sugar.
Spice. And everything nice. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise.
I'm positive. I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon, she'll have to draw it before she can use it.
What if her dress is the weapon? What if she can strangle you with the chain? What if the window is secretly her pet?
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
No.
Then I'm not talking to you.
I don't need to talk to you. I'm here to kill you, lady. Come on.
I guess we are.
For the love of everything, just slay her already. Or drop the blade. Do something. You charge the princess, blade in hand, but unfortunately your earlier suspicions proved correct. A blade of her own slips down her sleeve.
Slips down her sleeve.
Blood sprays from the cut. Your severed
Th-
blossom
how?
painting the
How?
princess with strokes of red. You'd better finish your
How does that work
before
exactly?
we run out of time.
Or did she just go like with her shoulders to shake it out? Look at this evil Powerpuff Girl over here.
With the last bit of your will, you press forward, sinking the blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh,
Yeah, bet you didn't expect my counterattack.
Rapidly bleed.
somehow I thought this would turn out a little differently. But I wonder, do you really think that this was enough to stop me?
I mean, are you just lying down for fun? Because, sure, we can just hang out for a bit like this, if you want.
It's like she's convinced she can't die. But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Yay! We won! Chapter 2? Were there more
You're
princesses
on
to
a
kill?
path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
There's always more princesses.
I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
Oh,
If he doesn't
seems
know what
legit.
happened, then maybe it's
This
best
guy
to-
seems trustworthy.
This whole thing's a crock of shit.
Oh.
She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Who this?
Stabbed to death. Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. When we asked you if you were sure she didn't have a weapon on her, you said you were positive she didn't. But it turns out she did, because when we charged her, she started stabbing us to death.
That was very rude of her.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons. So there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine. Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or
It
at least
is.
a version of me.
I was there.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't. we
No,
did
no, no,
exactly
no. I
this.
slayed her, like you said.
Sounds to me like you probably had some kind of elaborate nightmare. In which case, I shouldn't be held accountable for what supposedly happened.
You know, we could stab this guy and blame the princess.
But congratulations, you've been given a chance to actually do this right.
Shut up.
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Yeah, they clearly did. That made you an asshole.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We stabbed the princess stabbed us, and now everyone's right back to where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't know him.
Screw this. Who cares what happened to everyone else? She's not going to play fair, so we should do what we can to save ourselves and just get out of here.
At least you know not to trust her.
Arguing with the narrator never ends well for anyone. I don't work for Stanley.
Includes you, right? If you turn around and leave, you're dooming yourself as well as everyone else. She just caught us by surprise last time. She can't do that twice. So long as we're careful, we can win this.
That's the spirit.
I don't know, man. The title of this chapter suggests you might have a different weapon now.
And away we go. Good call.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
Yeah?
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin.
I've been
How
bamboozled.
convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all. You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you?
No, you!
Remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
I mean, okay, maybe, let's for argument's sake say you're right about this. But I don't even know how everyone is when they're alive, so how am I gonna know for sure if they die? Because I won't have, like, the before and after to compare.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. Everything is getting... What's going on? Where are we? That son of a bitch flipped over the table, didn't he?
Oh no, hair! Texture nothingness. I see texture right here. It's hair. Oh no! I know this Monogatari opening. Yeah, can't relate. I've been there. What? What?
You're on a path in the woods.
Okay, shut up.
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
Are you sure you don't make the rules?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
You know, this guy really doesn't like world building.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what.
Okay, blah, blah, blah.
Semantics over a metaphor.
Shut up.
Less, of course.
Shut up.
You make your way up a warning. She will... The interior of the cabin is almost entirely... The blade is your... The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated. Her voice
Hello?
is hypnotizing.
What? She knew that we didn't get the knife.
You only have to hear once to remember it for the rest
Or
of your
rather,
life.
she doesn't know that we have a knife.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I love that you can say, I'm here to save you, or you can lie and say, I'm here to save you.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
I mean, I don't think I have a lockpick or anything, so... How'd she remove one of the chains? That's a good point, but I don't see, like, a manacle anywhere, so maybe they just forgot to finish that one.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're
Well, it's pretty solid, sorry.
far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
You know, if we'd brought a weapon with us, like a big sword or something, I feel that would have been more useful in, like, either situation here.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut.
One of those treacherous, evil doors. Should have known. Hi, Eve.
Is someone else here? You try the door, and it's locked from the outside. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't won't leave until the task is done.
Well, how am I supposed to slay her? Because I didn't bring the knife, so you can't just do this to me.
We make
I want to
your way
use
to
my
the top of the
hands.
stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for who?
This guy's the worst DM ever, I swear to God. If you had any
Easier for
trick-or-treaters?
everyone.
Quite a few.
Look at the
I shot
knots
him.
you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates
Ah!
before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
You just went for it. Like, I feel like we could have explored a little bit. Maybe, you know, improvise a little bit. I mean, I guess you're improvising right now, but...
A sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
I mean, you know, since this is the first time that we've been here, I have no reason to believe that she's, you know, harming anyone but herself right now, so we might as well help out.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this blade. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
We did it!
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
Well, she must be pretty tough.
No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
I like her. She's an optimist.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Well, are you gonna eat the door too? Because otherwise, we might be in trouble.
We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Ah. Now that's scary.
What are you doing?
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it! Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
I got like a lot of weird stuff going on with my arm over here. Am I like a golem? I got like hairy fingernails.
The blade! Move the blade! As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, this was in the trailer, so I'm gonna guess dying.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is
Oh.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
You're so clumsy, princess.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
Neat. Her mouth is a worm. You see that? Her mouth is a worm. And she's got a cute nose.
I'm sorry.
Oh man, you're staining your dress. I needed to go into laundry anyway. It's probably really stinky from how long you were down there.
Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it?
It only
Stab
matters how
wound is still a
stinky
stab
she
wound.
is.
It won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor.
Maybe you
your
should have
blood
stabbed the
pooling
door.
around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer
Do a little
for things
dance.
to have
Do a
gone
little
different
dying dance.
than the reality of what's happened. After you made your choice, everything goes dark, and you die.
Princess! This is all we
Wow.
got left.
Crunch.
Yeah.
The damsel.
Path in the woods.
The Butterfinger
You're
is
here
mine.
to slay. Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Every time I die, I get some asshole in my brain.
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
You know, I don't think this entirely aligns with what I was doing before. Just because I want to save some girl who's chained up in a basement doesn't mean I want to fuck her.
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Alright, fine, let's go to the cabin.
A warning.
Shut up.
She will lie.
Shut up.
We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
I mean, in the sense that we have eyes and she's kind of cute, yeah, sure. But just because I can't trust the narrator doesn't mean I can trust you either.
I think we've already been over this. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
What if we use him as a battering ram?
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Boop.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant.
What?
Its stone walls draped in fine
change
threaded
it.
tapestries. A prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror.
He's mirror blind. We can use this.
There isn't. I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here. In which which case she'd be lying to you because, again, there isn't a mirror. Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there.
We're not allowed to see how hairy we are.
But
This
now
is
it's
bullshit.
gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
I feel like not taking a knife was more productive last
Door to the
time, so...
basement creaks open, revealing
Ooh,
a
torches.
intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess, a soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It me, the Chaos
Somehow
Rosie.
even more beautiful than last time.
Shut up.
I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely... Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love.
Can all three of you shut up,
You walk down the
please?
stairs and lock eyes with the princess. My love!
Shut up.
You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my...
Shut up.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
She also said we're back, so we were here
She called
before.
us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
And so have you, otherwise I wouldn't be in this mess.
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. We damned a whole world. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you.
Shut up.
Horrible for you, maybe, but we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is. Now,
Not a
hold on.
lady.
If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her? We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more...
Shut up.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it.
Shut up. These people talk way too much.
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
Did we? We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That's practically telling her to kill us.
That's fair.
She is our beloved, and she made the choice to
She still could've
free us
stabbed
of
the
our
door, though.
misery, to show she made the best decision for her. Don't...
You died, and now we're talking.
Neat.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
Oh, I mean, then couldn't she have done that on her own?
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics?
Yeah,
of
it's a
slipping her
little,
hand
it's a
out
little
of her
much,
shackles?
isn't it,
She
Severa?
just said
It's
she
kind of
wouldn't
like
take
you have like a
any
bunch of
idea what we
people
came up with. Am I the
arguing
only one who
about
thinks that's
lore
weird?
while you're just trying to fucking watch a Disney movie.
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior, and further...
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
Then I didn't end the world.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is innocence itself. I'm not so sure. If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
Yeah!
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
I mean, she might just be
She's
dumb.
Perfect.
It's possible that she's dumb.
Do you think she has someone
We
like
cannot
you telling her
preclude
what
the
to
possibility she's dumb.
do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me. I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence. No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, I would if you had a weapon.
What? Something skipped.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings.
He's very
And
dumb.
Doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. I guess I have to. I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Don't celebrate too soon, princess. We still have to deal with the greatest enemy. The door.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back, and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
Yeah, we don't need no credit card to ride this train.
What do we do now?
I don't know. Checkers?
That sounds perfect.
The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers. We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and
Great.
the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
I knew we couldn't trust that door.
That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you will ever know.
nuts.
Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
You must be nice from that glass house, huh?
I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech. And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me? I told you our love was insurmountable. You and the princess make your way upstairs and the blade. You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you.
Well, you know, maybe you should tell a better story.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step outside. A happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Die.
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
Maybe we're like a bird man because we have feathers. Or a dinosaur. Maybe we're a cool dinosaur. Oh, she's gone.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Is that a... Why is it here? Why now? He is. Does that mean the world ended?
Sounds good to me.
Vanquished. There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see.
Well, I mean, not a whole lot else to do around here.
Don't do this.
I bet I'm a dinosaur. It's me. Am I a dinosaur? Oh man, I still don't know if I'm a dinosaur. Just move that a little bit. Move that a little bit.
Something returns to the long quiet. It has surrendered its path of annihilation and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel. I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
That doesn't answer anything!
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. How can the world have ended if we are talking? I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free. Yes.
The Codex of Ultimate Wisdom?
Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. This one is soft and
Well, I had eyes too, I think.
molded her to love
Not
you,
just hands.
and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
But she was kind of sweet and dumb, and she had a great rack. I mean, I guess she still has a great rack. Now you have a great rack now. What are you gonna do with it?
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt. You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant.
What about all the hair?
Who comes here but us? Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to.
Man, none of this makes any sense to me.
Perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom. I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
So I guess we gotta do all the routes.
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home. Everything. Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow. You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape.
You know, if there's parallax scrolling, then that implies there's depth, which means this is not emptiness. It means that that's a wall of hair. And also, there's more hair over here. Cuddling the dialogue options.
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
So I think she represents the idea of a story that it's actually good, and the narrator doesn't want that to happen.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
You're on a path. You're here. Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right? You make your way up the shore. A warning, she will lie. The interior of the cabin, the blade is your implement.
The hero's not here this time. I don't know if I caused that by making choices or if he's just gone.
It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The door to the base, her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds, don't let it fool.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain. She's so focused on the task at hand.
Oh, there he is.
There you are. Are you here to kill me or something? Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it? And then
It's
we
my
can chat.
conversational knife. You know, it's an icebreaker.
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look, don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is.
She had this voice the first
Killing
time, but I
someone
don't
in
think you were
cold
here
blood
yet.
Isn't very becoming of us.
The voice changes depending on whether or not you take the knife.
The blade tumbles out.
Take
Thank
a
you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship. Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
I wouldn't.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall?
I don't know, maybe it's
Have
a
they told
magic
you why I'm
cabin.
allegedly so dangerous?
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best
Shut up.
interests at heart.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free. Fine. What do you want to know?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her. You can't. Don't.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
I mean, she has no reason to really trust us, so...
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall. They're large and heavy, far too...
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I feel like we're getting put back on the path of her biting
That would
her
be
hand
fine.
off.
I can lose an arm.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally... You attempt to make your way out. Is someone else...
Damn it.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. Easier for everyone.
Shut up.
I heard the door slam. The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that. Without hesitation, you bring the blade down. The princess flinches
okay,
as you
that was
strike.
easy.
Your weapon sinks into her shoulder.
You bastard. If I have to kill you to leave this place, I'll do it.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's unarmed and there's nothing she can do to hurt you.
I mean, she still has 2 arms. We were gonna help her be unarmed.
I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you raise your blade to strike again, she kicks out, knocking your legs out from under you. The two of you struggle on the ground. You lash out with the blade, slicing wherever you can. Her fists connect with your body again and again, each blow stronger than the last, shattering bone and rupturing tissue with reckless abandon. Forget trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got. You roll out of her grasp and shakily push yourself back to your feet. Though every inch of you is in pain, the princess probably has it worse. Blood pours out from countless gashes, staining her once pristine dress.
What a waste of a
Pauses
good,
for moment,
stinky dress.
Catching her breath, staring at you with wild eyes. We can still turn this around. steel your resolve and take another step towards the princess. Excuse me? What was that about not making it out of here alive? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your rib.
Oh,
The two of you
Oh, this is familiar.
this was fun. You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
But you don't have the time to worry over her words. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path. You're here to... A warning. She will lying. Are you sure about
Oh,
that?
new guy.
The point of my warning wasn't to start an... The princess will do and say, "What crystal?" Let's just get on with it already.
Stick him, Torgal.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. It's cold. The blade is your You walk up to the wall. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. You reach forward and rub, but there was a mirror, and now it's gone. So all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting. No knife this time. Right then, fisticuffs it is. As long as you can still get the job done. And don't forget that the blade is waiting for you upstairs if you happen to change your mind.
I'm not skipping through too much for you guys, am I?
Revealing
I'm just trying to
rough
kind
stone
of keep it moving.
Its walls
This guy
represent your
keeps
silence
on
and
talking
speaking
and
is
talking and talking.
Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
It's actually less deep, but okay.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess. As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm,
Princess.
just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight. As you descend the final step,
Oh, hello.
the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. But no little knife this time, huh? No. I hope you're not just here to chat. I've been itching for a rematch. Aside from your empty hands, you look exactly the same.
All right.
What do I look like? Am I a
You're not going to
dinosaur?
address
Please
it.
tell me.
What? You've already met the princess. The princess has already met you. The two of you killed each other. Did you think you'd be able to just openly talk about all that without me noticing? Maybe. You did seem to just gloss over the whole thing for a while. Of course I glossed over it. When a colleague says something insane, glossing over it is one of the best ways to stay focused and keep moving forward.
Moving forward, I like it. Now shut up.
Of course I'm not okay. You're joking, right? I'm just going to pretend that you're joking. Yeah, you better be joking.
No, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life. So, why don't we do it again? Or are you scared I'm going to put you down for good this time?
Are you just going to let her talk to us like? I think my position on violence in this I agree. Free her? You want?
Who says I want to be free?
Well, then you can beat up more guys if you're free.
Are you sure we want to look a gift horse in the mouth right now? If she doesn't want to...
There's nothing out there for me. The only thing I care about is right here.
Bondage?
All I want is to keep knowing what it feels like to kill you and be killed by you. I want to feel that knife split me open. I want to feel your bones snap beneath my fists.
Oh no, she's related to Gris.
I think I'll just let the princess speak for herself here. Leaving her in the basement isn't an answer, and there's only one choice worth making.
Then why are you just standing there? Fight me.
Loading times. They're pretty big in fighting games these days, so you know.
I guess we'll have to see how this goes. Your hands empty, you charge the princess. Quit the pessimism, will you? Right? It's almost like you don't want us to beat her. No, look, I'm rooting for you, I really am. We'll be fine. Just watch. You attack, fists raised, and the two of you fall into combat. Your clawed fingers tear into her flesh, and her fists and elbows return the blows in kind, bruises blossoming in her wake, and blood vessels rupturing in vivid sprays of gore.
Not bad. You're tougher than I thought you'd be.
Hear that?
Yeah, I'm a
She
dinosaur.
respects us. We can... Yeah. You're right.
But without that knife, you'll never be enough.
Her knee connects with your sternum with a loud, violent crack. The wind leaves your lungs, and as you struggle for breath, you can feel something flooding in to fill the space. Hot blood.
No, but really, what is stopping you from ripping that chain out of the
You have
wall?
to want to kill me. Like this.
You don't so much as see her movement before she deals the killing blow. Everything goes dark, and you die. Are you serious? That's it? That's it. Like hell it is. Didn't you hear me? You're dead. There's no getting up from that. Wait, no, that's not right. You're not dead anymore. Yes. Your eyes bolt open and you push yourself back to your feet. You're alive. The princess takes a step back and looks down at her pulp-covered fists.
I could have sworn I killed you. That's your face splattered on the walls and dripping from my hands.
You're another one. I'm a dinosaur.
You don't. I don't even know how you're talking to me.
You raise your hands and touch the front of your head. She's not wrong.
What? What did she do? What are we missing?
Who cares if we're missing our face? We can fight just fine without one.
Yeah, who needs a face? In fact, see? Just fine.
The princess breaks into a wide grin.
No.
Fair.
She steps forward, her bindings creaking under the pressure of her strength, and then they snap. It was only a matter of time,
See? I knew you could do it.
and then she slams into you. You're once again forced to engage her in unarmed combat.
Alright, okay, hang on. If we're gonna do this, we're gonna need some more appropriate music.
It's not as one-sided as I feared, but it's still a far cry from what I hoped. Her injuries, though numerous, pale in comparison to yours. The wounds you've inflicted upon her barely seem to have slowed her down. As much as you're trying to ignore it, adrenaline pushing you far past your limits. Every movement burns.
This is getting boring. Are you even trying to keep up with me?
She lands another devastating.
Ow. Well, that didn't last very fucking
Everything
long.
goes dark. You know what I'm going to say. Though we're not dead. Yeah, though we're not dead. Come on, get up. If we can just keep going, we're bound to wear her down eventually. Are you sure she can't do what we're doing right now? There's only one way to find out.
This guy's Doom Guy, right? We're all in agreement that this is Doom Guy?
Once more, you push yourself back to your mangled feet.
How are you still doing anything? Bodies aren't supposed to look like that.
I mean, maybe not much of a change from the beginning, but
An uncharacteristic terror seems to grip her voice. Have we ever seen her afraid before? No, we haven't. This is how we win. We can do this forever.
I'm going to put you out of your misery. I don't like looking at you like this. You're all twitching and wrong.
I'd like to see her try. We're invincible. Her fist flies towards where your face used to be, your twisted body incapable of moving out of the way. And then you see nothing. Everything goes dark and we die.
it couldn't be for me putting the music on because that was on a different computer. I could jiggle some things. That might be spooky. Look at my jiggles. Whoa, spooky jiggles. Where's my controller going? I don't need that right now. This is a mouse game. This is a mouse game. Could also do this just to be sure.
Yes, something like that. Well, don't you have something to say? Yeah, I quit.
He just leaves. I'm off to humiliate the cyber demon.
And at the end of that path, all right, change of plans.
Oh, this looks
Take you
different.
this time.
Maybe this is my face.
Now, why would we ever do that? Because she absolutely destroyed us? She sure did. But what a great way to go. We lost our face. Yes, it was hilarious. It was horrifying. Does it matter? We lost. Oh, why so glum, Rage Boy? I thought you were brave. I thought you were proud. Was all that bravado just hot air? Look, it was just... The fight was better the first time. And the first time, we had a weapon. Well, this is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Yeah, you think? What does here even mean, though? You've told us about the path of the princess and all of that already, but this is a very different path.
No, I'm sure we can win this time. Strength in numbers, and we got a new guy.
A little off. Yes, precisely. And if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that. Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you knew this could happen, you knew we'd be able to restart like this. I know all sorts of things, which is why you should listen to me.
Did we get, like, the brain damage from Song of Saya?
That's not really an answer. Look,
is that why everything looks like this?
All the way out here, and that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously. But what about... No, quiet. You're just confusing everyone for the sake of it. Don't worry. We only need this one last go at things. You'd better hope that's true. And don't let that inflated ego get in the way of doing your job.
Alright.
I can't. Anything, in fact, I trust that if you've been here before...
Okay, whatever. You're useless, is what you're saying.
Want to see the end of it? Bit of both. I get it. You're conflicted. You've been through a lot, but I will tell you one thing.
Shut up.
Good. We're all on the same page. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path. That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. Don't be so hard on
Neither would I.
We all wind up in creative ruts now and then. The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction,
carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, but that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. That's horrible. I think it's kind of nice. Makes the room feel alive, doesn't it? The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement.
We'll need it if we want to do things right. Let's not make the same mistake twice.
A mirror? There is no mirror. There's the ped.
Oh, are we playing a game where we lie to people about things? That sounds...
What?
There's clearly a mirror. I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if there was a mirror. You're either seeing things or you're confused on the definitions of door and mirror.
What are you trying to say exactly?
It means you're hallucinating. It went away after we touched it last time. Let's just do it again.
You take the blade from the pedestal.
Good. That's no fun. Oh. And the other way. Shut up.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it.
You really don't, do you? It really is just like last time. Are we really hallucinating?
Does it matter if it's actually
Real or not? Let's just smash it and get it over with. We won't be able to see what's in there if we smash it. Do whatever you want with it. The mirror...
God, shut up!
You reach forward and drag your hand across the door. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path.
Why am I not surprised?
You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the
stairs. Yup.
Her voice,
Alright.
bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
So you've returned. Do you intend to weakly claw your fingers across my skin? Or have you finally decided to try and kill me properly? I think you'll find it won't be so simple. I've changed. The way your flesh felt grinding beneath my fist, it woke something in me.
Man, I can't wait to see what she looks like.
That wasn't a fight. It was something worse. I'm something worse now. Why don't you come down and see what you've made of me?
Do you hear that? Well, sounds like we got to her last time. Let's keep pushing, see what else we can make happen.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood.
Could be worse.
Deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This plate princess stands in its center.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
Better question. What do I hope you're gonna do to me?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings. She is loose, and she is coming for you.
Alright. Which one of you brought the BFG? Oh, you didn't?
She wants us to be afraid because she wants us to think she can make us suffer. Don't give her the satisfaction. That's right. No fear. She's bigger than the last time, but she's pulling herself apart. She's practically done most of the work for us.
Time happened. You happened. But none of that matters. We're together again, and I'll have what you denied me.
Up in my audio, that's
Her
serious.
fists ready, her heart set upon your destruction. Horrifying squelch. You are unwound.
So that's what dinosaur parts look like.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever. Huh. I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
She's gone. Well, there's that mirror.
Oh well.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
Screw that. This can't be the end. It just can't.
He's just messing with us. Right?
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again. Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression.
Alright. Basic vague bullshit.
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find a new... Why wouldn't I be kind to you? Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. Do not worry. There are no...
You have anything useful to say?
This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. But they do not mourn her. She has finally found peace. The vessels are a weave of emotion at odds with themselves, but they are only perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and with...
Wild.
I await your return, but we will meet again.
Your Honor, your...
Alright, so,
The interior of the blade.
I'm gonna do what we did the first time.
You take the blade from the...
And this time, I won't, like, try to just leave
The door to the
in the
basement.
second chapter.
She sounds... Great job. You walk down the stairs. She's so... Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
You step forward.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? So, you should just...
She's unarmed. You lunge forward without a
Oh,
moment's
this is still
hesitation.
different. This isn't what I did last time.
You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh, this is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Locked options.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, but that day isn't today.
I didn't realize you could just
Opens
do
the
that.
door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. What
happened. Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them.
Seems legit.
You'll be safe here. What's done is done, and there's no going back now. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. Psst. Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right? I do, but you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that?
I do often feel like
to
that.
Take this hap, do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare. Thank you. I made this happy little place for you.
Shut up.
Is this not fine? Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement. The princess's body is dust and bones. Though the blade you used to slay, you pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end.
Yay!
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to... A warning. She will lie. She won't be a problem. The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows.
You didn't feel like you got enough of the narrator's life to decide that death was preferable? We were in a featureless cabin, and nothing else existed.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Didn't even bring my DS.
For a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already. You take the blade from the table. The door to the basement groans open, revealing the room below. Nobody's here. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view.
She fell the other way.
A skeletal body, lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor.
Ghosts!
Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
Ghost!
Oh.
No, come on, it's pronounced ghosts.
How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I had some issues with how our last meeting went.
Yeah, I know, right? I went on the wrong route. That's not the one I meant to do.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
That's a bit redundant.
I see you brought that annoying knife again. So, are you waiting for a chance to use it? Or are you here for something else? How should I know? Why does anyone come back? Maybe I have unfinished business with you. Or Or maybe you have unfinished business with me. All I know is there's a hole in my chest. Not the big obvious one that you put there. There's something older and deeper.
Oh my.
A nagging reminder that I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Home.
And just where is home, I wonder?
I don't know where home is. I just know it isn't here.
I'm like a bird.
But I can feel it calling to me from someplace far away. Wherever I'm supposed to be, it's out there.
Well, I hate to break it to you, there's not a whole lot out there. Just some trees and nothingness. And sometimes hands.
You see what she's doing, right? She's suggesting that the only way you can rid yourself of her would be to let her out.
No, those bones are just a body. But you can help me. I've tried. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here.
Maybe we should just leave. If she can't get out on her own, then why do we have to do anything? Hasn't got out and can't get out are two very different things. It'd be dull anyway.
But you can come and go as you please, can't you? After all, you owe me.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us? She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen.
Hey, why not? I already got plenty of voices in my
Would
head.
she be able to see us if we went along with it? Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
Baby, boy, seems interesting to me.
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul.
I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body.
So a soul takes up
You
space.
collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now, but we still have to get out of here.
Your eyes flick back open as you
You try going on a ghost
vision
diet.
swimming as
Maybe that would
This is
make
what it's
things
like to be
easier.
you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
So, it doesn't work like that for you?
clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor. Are they also supposed to be you?
Hey,
Yeah, could you sweep
not
those up
shard
while you're in there?
glass.
It's okay. You can finish your thought.
I'm a voice. I'm me is what I am. Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices.
Can we have this conversation later?
I'm clearly the same thing you are.
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
Yeah, sucks, am I right?
No, I'm not talking about
You don't know
I'm
the
talking
half of
about
it.
him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her.
You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
You don't have to let him get to you. You're better than that. You're starting to make things right.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't.
Shut up.
Your legs.
Don't close the fucking door again, you
You don't have
asshole.
to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do.
Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world?
It doesn't mean that at all.
Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it?
I suppose it's all a matter
Oh
of
my god, shut up.
Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, your body
Including
continues
yourself.
its ascent up the stairs. For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
Maybe the bossy one doesn't actually hate me. Maybe he even likes me. Or maybe he just knows that he's been in the wrong. Maybe he's trying to make amends too.
Doubt it.
Not at all. I'll have you know that I do hate you, and I will continue to hate you for as long as I am able. It's just the weight of it all. And wine. This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess.
Shut up.
You continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards, growing heavier with each step.
We're so close. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If we get out of here, I won't even care that you murdered me anymore.
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle. But you pause before you open it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will. Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over. There's no use stalling. Let's see what happens next. Shit. But exhaustion wasn't enough. Collapsed to the ground. You and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. Yes?
Nothing. He's gone, and so is everything else.
So we did slay him after all. He had it coming, I suppose.
But what about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever?
We're still here.
Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of...
Okay, I've heard enough from these two. Let's see if I can pop out.
Can you take me with you?
Anna, you actually freed me, didn't you? I'm outside. Thanks for giving me a second chance, killer.
Don't mention it.
I think this is where I'm meant to be.
She's gone. Is that a...
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold.
Yeah, see how you like it.
One is to shift them all into something new, and to look away. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same. And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. I am everything that you...
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Sever, don't try to make sense of this shit. Come on.
It changes me, but it doesn't make me... How strange of you to ask me then. I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. We will know when we meet. I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
You're on a path in the woods.
I mean, presumably this is all gonna make some sort of sense once you, like, have gone through all the permutations and bring all the vessels to Hanzimek fingers. I just don't know if it's worth putting up with this asshole.
You're here to slay.
Okay, let's try getting on that first path again this time. Okay, so if I remember correctly, blah blah blah, we took the knife.
Who's there?
She sounds. Don't let.
I said, "Hey, I'm here to kill you."
Great job. You
And
gave away
then
the element of surprise.
She's like,
so focused on
"Oh,
the
hey, you
task.
got a
You
knife?"
weren't kidding when you said you were
And I
here
was
to
like,
kill
"Yeah,
me.
I do."
I know. You brought in.
She makes a Don't you dare. It's fine.
And I didn't drop the
Ignore
knife
the
that
threat.
time.
You poor thing.
You step forward. Your grip.
Oh? No talking then. I'm probably chained up in this. So, you should.
She's unarmed.
Then I'm not talking to you. I guess we are.
For the love of. Or drop the blood. Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer.
This
Holy
is
shit.
also
she's
not the
unarmed.
same thing.
The shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you in the print. Your blade slashes through the air again, and we can still turn this around. Are you serious? It's a good idea. We've taken fine. You make a mad dash to the base.
Do you really think?
She steps towards you. They creak and strain as she pulls against.
I don't know how to get back to where it was the first time.
You push your broken body as she closes in, and just barely manage to pass the threshold of the basement doorway before she catches up to you. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. She has an awful wound, and we have all the time in the world. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not that this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like as she violently rattles.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
Ignore her and go back to sleep.
Just ignore her. Maybe the banging and... You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped. And where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
Absolutely.
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the
Your
gill.
eyes are boobs.
you'd only help me get out of here. We could have done such wonderful things together.
Hey, I did help you get out of there. You're free. You did it.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
I'm sorry. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path. You're here. She will lie.
I don't think lying and cheating is a thing.
It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone.
Got another spoiled sport.
The interior of the cabin is plain. The smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The blade is your implement. Hold on. What happened to the door?
It's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And I'm going to need all of you to... So deep breath in.
You reach down and pick the blade up. Good. Steel.
Is it gonna be enough, though?
The blade is the only thing... Those are the words of... You cross
Whoa.
over the threshold.
Emptiness.
Onto a series of isolated steps.
More eyes, too. You never...
The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static. As if her crew...
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Come back? She must have you confused with someone else. You really don't remember, do you?
It can't be that hard.
But then we'd lose our weapon. We'd have to make it count. Otherwise she'd be furious and we'd be defenseless. If a knife is even enough to do anything against something like her in the first place,
it'll be enough.
You attempt to step off the stairs and into the pitch black surrounding them, but
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, she could be anywhere.
No, not maze. I don't like maze.
You turn back to the stairs, a faintly outlined path.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
Oh no, she's a clown. Oh wait, no, never mind.
Your legs suddenly, your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
And you brought your little knife with you again. Cute.
There has to be a way out of this. Think.
What did you do?
Pull yourself together.
Yeah, they put a maze in the null space.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you...
As your blood begins to coagulate.
Thanks for
It's as if
that.
every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air.
What are you doing?
I'm working. And then experience stops once more.
Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again.
You sure about that? You have seconds left.
Yes, I'm sure.
Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
Can't decide what you want to do, can? Oh well.
She isn't attacking us. The why doesn't matter. She's all your
Get a vacuum.
hands. Nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart.
I am what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around me.
What? No!
I knew you'd come around. Oh, this is going to be so wonderful.
No, I'm not going to let this happen. Do you think you could just wrest control away from us? Shit. Lungs, liver, with a flick of the princess's not lungs, liver, heart, lungs, liver, nerves. You place a shaky you can feel the stat. Yes, the heart, lungs, liver. Oh, look at that.
It'll open.
You pull against the door. You're not nearly as powerful. Anyways, like I never said I was. I don't know.
The door.
Yeah. The doorknob twists.
What?
Where does she go? Should we try and find her? Is that a